the Super Bowl ad from Coca-Cola where they had a series of different people singing America the Beautiful in different languages. I mean, it started out in English, and then I think of Spanish, Arabic. I'm not sure of, frankly, all the languages. Here's a little bit of a clip from it. No, we don't have. Okay, no, that's fine. All right, we don't need to play it. You can see it on YouTube. You can check it out, and it has the right-wing blogosphere went nuts with racist, xenophobic, hysterical tweets. I mean, just the whole tweet thing is just amazing. Michael Patrick Leahy, writing over at Breitbart.com, he said the company used such an iconic song to push multiculturalism down our throats. It's no wonder conservatives were outraged. Multiculturalism. Coke is a multinational corporation that does more business outside the United States than inside the United States. On the one hand, I don't think that's the point they were trying to make, though. The United States is a nation of immigrants. Just ask any Native American. Then Alan West, former Congressman Alan West, he says, the languages went from English to languages I didn't recognize. We are on the road to perdition. Holy cow. Todd Stames said, Coca-Cola is the official soft drink of illegals crossing the border. So Kevin Jackson has dropped off my board now. We're going to use Skype. On? Yeah, hey, there you go. You're on Skype. Hey, Kevin Jackson is with us. He's the executive director of The Black Sphere, a conservative columnist and syndicated radio host. The Black Sphere, sphere.net is the website. And Kevin, welcome to the program.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
Appreciate
being here with you.
Thanks for joining us. So, I'm assuming that you saw these racist and xenophobic tweets. What's your response to these?
Well, there were, you can't follow all the tweets, Tom. I don't think you follow everything that's happening in the Twitter world because you'd have to be up 24/7 and probably have a staff about 100 times larger. But let's just focus on the ones that you were talking about. I can't say I speak for the entire conservative movement on the tweets that the individual people made, like you mentioned, Patrick Michael Leahy and Alan West happens to be a good friend of mine. But what I will tell you is I think there's a couple things at play here. One is the commercialization of the Super Bowl to sort of make it about a political statement versus just enjoying a football game. I think that's issue number one.
Well, wait a second. How, the Coke's iconic song from the last 2 decades, I think, was I Want to Teach the World to Sing. And they had, people, I mean, they did the whole thing in English, but they had people of all colors and all nationalities, and they did this in other countries and other languages. And it seemed to me like this was just the newest incarnation of that. That hey, we embrace everybody. Everybody loves Coca-Cola.
Well, okay, so it's a feel-good song. I certainly remember the jingle and grew up with it. But what I'm saying is, this is an American sport, football game. It's baseball, apple pie, and Chevrolet or whatever. And
right,
here we are.
And they sang "America the Beautiful."
Yeah. Okay. So look, here's the point. I don't think most conservatives care that America is the mosaic of all the different people and the languages that Coca-Cola was trying to convey with that. I don't think most people cared about that. I think what most people care about in terms of conservatives is the idea that we can't get people to learn English. If you were to go to Mexico and you were to shoot that commercial, you'd have a bunch of people that wouldn't understand any of it except in Spanish. And there's
well,
no.
It's not true, actually. I've spent a fair amount of time in Mexico, and Mexico is a fairly multilingual society, far more so than the United States.
No, that is absolutely not true. The United States is far more multilingual than Mexico.
You've been to Mexico?
We've got I had an office in Mexico for many years. The United States is far more multilingual than most of the other cultures or countries want to give it credit for. We embrace the idea of multiculturalism.
Then why are we upset about that? Here's my let me just lay out my concern with the response to this, Kevin. In 65, 66, 65, I think it was, when Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act, he told Bill Moyers, the Democratic Party is going to lose the South for a generation because of this, but it's the right thing to do. I'm going to do it. And in 72, Nixon, in the election of 68, Nixon explicitly, we now know from the tapes, explicitly said, let's get those white racists on board. They've been in the Democrats' back pocket for the last 50 years, and we can pick them up. And he did. Well, and that was called the Southern Strategy. And then last point, and then it's all yours. Sure. Ronald Reagan, after he was anointed as the Republican nominee in 1980 at the convention, his first speech, his most iconic speech, the speech that set the tone for everything, his first speech was on states' rights and was given in Philadelphia, Mississippi, the place where 3 civil rights workers were murdered in the 1960s. It was the Republican Party has been all about dog whistle politics to the racists and xenophobes ever since 1972. And this response says to me it still is.
It's total nonsense. First of all, when you quote
well, the things I just told you are true.
Okay, well, why did you leave out the part of LBJ saying I'll have those blanks voting Democrat?
That's actually, I have heard that from 4 or 5 different conservatives. You cannot find that tape. It does not exist. That was made up on a right-wing website about 3 years ago, and it has gone completely viral in the right-wing blogosphere and stuff. But I'll tell you,
okay, I
will personally bow down to you and say anything, literally anything you want, if you can prove to me that happened, because it did not. That is
it absolutely did happen, as well as
no, it did not.
As well as LBJ making the comment that we'll give them just enough to get by. And on and on. Look,
this stuff is fiction. I'm telling you, it's fiction, Kevin.
LBJ is an avowed racist. And if you want to talk about, here's the thing. We're getting off the subject of the idea that America
the official policy of the Democratic Party was not racist. In fact, they signed the Civil Rights Act. The Republicans,
the official policy of the Democrat
tried
Party,
to block the Civil Rights Act.
Including all of their platforms, if you choose to go back and do the research, was absolutely xenophobic. It was absolutely
prior
racist.
To the 60s, yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
Not just prior to the 60s. In fact, we can get off field on who, because we're going to disagree on that. What I want to go back to is
I'm talking about the facts. I can play tapes of LBJ all day.
You're not talking about facts. If we want to talk about facts, let's talk about a commercial. You made a comment that America is not multilingual. The majority of the people in this country speak more than one language. We have lots of Mexicans. We have
more
lots
than
of
50%
Asians.
of Americans are bilingual anymore?
Yes, most of the country.
Then we should love this commercial, shouldn't we? Shouldn't we?
We should what?
We should love this commercial if we're polylingual.
We do. That's the point I'm making.
Oh, okay.
We love the commercial. We love the idea behind the commercial. There's not a conservative in this country that says we don't want people to come to this country. America has.
Hang on just a second, Kevin.
This is the Thom
I'm sorry, this guy
Hartmann
always
Program.
steps on me. Kevin, we're out of time. Theblacksphere.net is the website. Kevin, I look forward to future conversations. I'm sorry that
all right,
heartbreaks
no
and all
worries.
that. Good talking with you.
You take care.
You too.